Photosensitive epilepsy warning. The following video contains flashing screens, lights, and flickering. Hey guys, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. Part of my adoration for retro tech comes from the thrill of the chase. Finding that random gadget at the thrift store, assuming that it has a power cord, searching down archives, looking for information and stories from people who experience that piece of retro tech is something that just never ceases to amaze and entertain me. I'm always asking myself, how did this thing work? How does this thing work? And a lot of the times I will make it my own mission to kind of figure it out myself. So I like to call myself a very ambitious amateur. I've always subscribed to this idea that if I really want to make something work, if I really want to figure out how to do it, then I will do the research and hopefully I can solve the problem. I'll probably mess it up several times, as you guys have seen, and I might do things inefficiently, but honestly, the satisfaction of knowing that I accomplished something with my own hands, I figured it out, I solved the problem, is just the best feeling ever. And if I can't fix it, at least I had fun. Most of the devices that I acquire cost me very little, and they usually go for well below their selling price back in the day. There is, however, one piece of retro technology that I've always feared and respected, and that's the tube TV. I love TVs, and if I could convince my friends to help me haul up a rear projection TV into this household, I would do it. There's just something about the CRT television that scares me. The more I learn about how it works, the less confident I feel, which I think is probably a healthy fear. And not to fearmonger anyone other than myself, but CRTs carry a ridiculous amount of voltage even when powered off for weeks, months, maybe even years. Touching active components in an open CRT is not safe if you don't know what you're doing. You are supposed to discharge your CRT before working on it. I can confidently say that there's no way I currently would feel empowered to open up a CRT and touch it, at least not yet. And I've heard a lot of conflicting information, which hasn't helped at all. Just because I'm afraid, though, does not mean that I haven't at least tried to figure out a way to do this. First of all, let's talk about how I got the TV that I'm showing you guys in this video, and also some information about the model. I was finding zero luck on my usual reselling websites when I started my hunt for a CRT. This is not to say that there weren't good CRTs out there. I actually saw a ton of listings that piqued my interest, but the problem is that Facebook Marketplace's location setting kind of sucks in my opinion. Everything I wanted to purchase was at least 1 to 2 hours away. My car is also on its last legs right now, so if I do take a road trip, there's a good chance that I'm not going to be able to make it back. I'm also heartbroken because I missed out on this Toshiba TV. It was a DVD VCR combo. The seller had taken really good care of it. It was just in their kids' room, and it was only $10, but somebody beat me to the punch, and I'm so sad because that probably would have been really good for me as well. On top of all of this, my budget I would say is relatively small. I did recently splurge on my Panasonic because I really felt like it was important for me to have that VCR, but I'm not really willing to spend more than $50 on a CRT is what I'm trying to get at. As a side note, one other reason why I love CRTs is all of the different designs that have come out of this. I feel like just in general, and this is also why I love 90s tech so much specifically, is that there's so much creativity and weirdness going on there. I totally remember those Disney CRTs, the Cars ones, Hello Kitty, all of these random ones just in these casings. As far as the TV quality goes, I don't know what that was like, but I just love looking at those, and I would definitely love to have a unique model like that in my collection at one point. I really tried to be careful though with what I purchased because I was going for something that I would have the least likelihood of having any issues with, which, as we're about to find out, that didn't happen for me. But I don't have a lot of space, and I know how it goes for me. I'm gonna buy one TV and then I'm just gonna start buying more and more and more, and I'm not gonna have any room in my apartment. Once I finished wading through the sea of $5,000 Disney Diamond Edition VHS tapes for sale, I found the perfect CRT for me. I know everybody likes the Trinitrons, but I know that they're also very, very heavy, and I was kind of trying to go with the best of both worlds, not one that's so lightweight that it's built like garbage, but also not one that would be super hard for me and one other person to carry up the stairs. And unlike most listings with the phrase gaming TV in the title, usually they're accompanied with a massively inflated price, this Sanyo DS27510 was only $20. The seller was also really excited to pass it on to me as they used it for their NES, and they were just excited to hear about my interest in using it for gaming. I knew the CRT would probably be bigger than average because I tend to game with more than one person at the TV at a time, so I didn't want a super tiny small one, but I really must have forgotten how big these TVs are. I have to give credit to Sega Saturn 94 for creating this absolute beast of a Google document called CRT TVs of North America, and it's intended to be a buyer's guide and a catalog for pretty much all of the CRTs that you could ever need to know anything about. It is literally the best document ever, and if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I highly recommend that you check it out. I'll leave a link in my description box down below. This Sanyo set is 27 inches. It came out in 2001, at least that's the year that the manual is dated, but my actual model is dated at 2002. It has composite inputs on the front of the TV for easy gaming and also on the back, and this unit does support S-Video, which is really cool. Sega Saturn 94 describes these sets as underrated gems, and I'd have to agree since I haven't heard too much about these on the various forums I like to get my CRT info from. I wish that I had more details, specifications, and all of that stuff for you guys, but this TV is not really in functioning condition for me due to some issues that I keep hinting at, but I swear we're gonna get to it, so I'm really sorry that I can't be more specific or give you guys a more detailed review just yet. I love everything about this TV quality-wise. The sound is banging, although it can start to fuzz up a little bit if you turn it up too high, but the picture quality is just what I want. Vivid colors with easily adjusted settings, and a lot of the footage that you guys are seeing is shot on a 16 megapixel vintage quote-unquote camera, so things are going to appear a little bit more washed out, but I thought it would be more true to the video. And I also was trying to lower the brightness and color levels as much as possible in an attempt to eliminate the problems that I've been having with this TV. So although I'm about to complain a lot, trust me, this TV is awesome. There's just one tiny little problem, and that is that it sounds like a torture device. 50Hz CRTs used for television operate with horizontal scanning frequencies of 15,734 Hz. These frequencies are at the upper range of human hearing and are inaudible to many people. However, some people, especially children, will perceive a high-pitched tone near an operating television. This sound is due to the magnetostriction in the magnetic core and periodic movement of windings of the flyback transformer. Some people can hear the CRT whine and some people can't. I am 24 years old. I also do have a very long history of sound sensitivity. My parents used to have to put those big over-ear headphones on my ears just to run the vacuum cleaner, so I'm really surprised that I never noticed the sound as a child. Obviously, you can't escape a CRT whine, but I just couldn't shake this feeling that this was way louder than it was supposed to be compared to other TVs. It also clicks repeatedly after being turned off. I included the clip earlier, but I'm gonna include it one more time so you can listen for it. So I thought maybe it has a bad capacitor, which isn't uncommon, or maybe a failing flyback transformer, or, and this is what I really think it is arsing due to the massive pile of dust that I discovered while trying to inspect that clicking noise that you guys heard. I think the dust is acting like a big old suffocating blanket, and if I keep using it, it's probably going to burn out all of the units inside, and it's not going to work anymore. So don't worry, the TV is unplugged. I did plug it back in just to play a round of Mario Kart with you guys, which you will see at the end of this video. But I think really the only realistic thing I can do here besides opening it up is keeping it unplugged and unused until I can figure out what to do. I've watched tons of videos about how to open up a CRT. I've read very conflicting information. Some people say, you know, it's not scary or bad to open it up and just spray some compressed air in there, and then there's other people talking about how you're gonna die and explode and, you know, you're gonna get shocked. And I think there's also probably a ton of static electricity built up on this CRT from all the caked dust, and this TV is pretty big, so I'm just like, no thank you. I really think that the first place to start with this unit is to try and dust it out, but as we've just talked about in this entire video, I'm not really comfortable doing that quite yet. So if you guys have any tips, tricks, advice on how you would go about it, I would absolutely love to hear that in the comments down below. If I wasn't so worried about damaging the capacitors and other interiors of the CRT, I honestly would probably keep using it and just use some noise canceling headphones. I really can't buy another CRT, even if it is like a smaller one, because they're probably all going to be dusty. I'm gonna have to dust one out eventually. So really, I'm making this video so I can gather all of the CRT nerds in my comments section. I can't believe how many people watched my last VCR video. I'm gonna keep bringing it up probably because I'm just so shocked 14,000 people are willing to listen to me ramble on about these things. So I am gathering you all again to ask for your expertise and your opinions in the comments, even though I know that I'm gonna get conflicting answers and it's probably just going to confuse me more. It's gonna be anywhere from Yasmin, oh my god, don't touch it, to it's completely fine, just stick your hand in there. I'm sure we can find a happy medium, but I'm just not ready yet. So for now, I have no idea what the fate of this TV holds. It's just a beautiful paperweight, a museum display piece, and also a conversation piece in my apartment. Rest assured, I will not be throwing away this TV. I won't be touching it anytime soon, but there's no way I could give up this amazing TV. And since this is a shorter video, I also, as I mentioned earlier, have a treat for you guys. I'm going to be playing Mario Kart Wii on the TV. I'm going to be showing off my super awesome skills, and I also have some other little games to show you as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for the audience I've already gained. I can't believe that there's this many people willing to listen to me talk about these things. If you have any information, anecdotes, stories, please share them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear about your experience, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, I really want you guys to hear the sound, but I'm also very concerned about the particular company that owns this video game copyright claiming me. this is very new to me. I've never done content where I'm actually showing copyrighted material, so I'm gonna be like moving the sound in and out, and hopefully you guys can still experience what it sounds like without me getting a copyright claim. Thank you for understanding.
All right, everybody. I have no idea how loud I'm being because I have my music all the way up to the top volume so I can handle having the TV on. I figured I would make this video more interesting than just complaining about things I don't understand. So we are going to be playing a round of Mario Kart on the TV because the quality is really fantastic and I want to show you guys what that looks like. I'm also filming on my Kodak Easy Share from 2011. I might be getting that date wrong, but the battery life is garbage, so we're overall on borrowed time. But let's get started. Let's play the game.
Add me on Mario Kart. There's my number. You can add me. Okay, playing this game on this TV is literally a sensory nightmare, and then on top of that, I had really loud Britney Spears music playing in my ears, so I'm dealing with that, and then also the pressure of being on camera. I am not good at playing video games on camera, or doing like anything knowing that someone is watching in some capacity. I just like totally flake up. I'm like Jerry from Parks and Rec. And of course I have to do Rainbow Road, mostly because I wanted the colors to be seen, since the colors are pretty vibrant with this one. I've watched this footage 100 times just to make sure it looks right, and every time I miss the speed, I just want to yell at myself. Hindsight's 2020, you know? Come on, don't let Birdo. You thought. I also thought, but there you go. I didn't fall. Don't worry though. I'll find a new way to harm myself. Boom. Oh, double whammy. I shouldn't do that because I have to add this to the other music. It's gonna get confusing if I start singing. I really want to though. I'm still not in first place somehow. Somehow not. Whacked me. Alright, this time I actually hit the speed. Thank God. Look at that. Then we have a flawless trick execution. Beautiful. Now, I do something really weird here. I don't let go of the banana until after I hit all the cubes, and then I let go of it. I don't really know what I was thinking there. Nice trick. I really start slaying up here. That's right. All those speeds. I also wasn't very close to the TV at all. I'm literally just like making excuses for myself because this is not my best one. I've definitely done worse before though. Right into the ground. I muted this part because I was literally screaming so loud and possibly cursing. I feel like some of the underrated competitors in terms of playing with the computers on here, Cooper Trooper, Dry Bones, that duo, those two be popping up at the most random time. Also, Baby Mario. Baby Mario is literally my villain origin story. He is always just like beating me, and when I play with more than one person, he still pops up and beats us. It's just really irritating. The worst one though, this is not going to come as a shock, and I actually used to be this character when I played Mario Kart as a kid, because Mario Kart is like my childhood game. King Pooh. King Boo. He's the worst, bro. He's so bad, and he's always screaming and shouting. So obnoxious. The colors are really nice though, aren't they? And what you guys are hearing of the sound, I think sounds pretty good. I wish I could show more bass. I mean, I probably could have like sourced another tape or like done something other than this, but you guys don't understand. That TV's like a ticking time bomb. I don't want to run it, and then I also don't want to listen to it. And there's the last lap. I couldn't make it. I could not make it. Okay, the last one we're going to play is Old Reliable. I love this race. This is Grumble Volcano. Whenever I want to go sicko mode and slay, I always do Grumble because I just like the turns, and overall it's like very fast paced, and I enjoyed the soundtrack for this one as well. I love a lot of these soundtracks. But yeah, I did pretty good on this. It's kind of like a speed run. I don't finish the race though because I was afraid of messing it up and then getting super mad. But look at those turns. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hitting it, hitting it, hitting it. No cube there, but that's okay. Oh, I just love hitting those turns. And the moving platforms are really cool as well. I just, in general, enjoy the graphics in this one. It's a nice change of pace from Bowser's Castle, because I'm not a huge fan of Bowser's Castle. Every time I play online, the only thing anybody wants to do is Bowser's Castle, and I just always yell because everybody picks them, and then the random generator picks them, and you end up doing the same race over and over again. I think it's GBA Bowser's Castle 3 that everybody's always picking online. I'd be really curious to hear if some of you guys play online. You might have seen me. I'm really bad online. I can't deal with the pressure, like I mentioned earlier. I can't deal with the idea that someone is watching me in any capacity, and there I go, I give up in case I make a mistake. And then the last thing that I'm going to show you guys is the Littlest Pet Shop game. This is my second favorite Wii game. I haven't actually had it that long, but I've very quickly fallen in love with it. It is a wonderful little children's game that I think actually translates pretty well for adults as well. I think that's my niche. I like children's games, and children's media in general is something I still very heavily consume as an adult. And this one's pretty good. The soundtrack is great as well. I don't know what copyright looks like for this one. This is an EA Sports game, so like my hopes are not up, but I'm thinking this is a little bit more lax than the other company. So a little bit about the premise of this game. You basically like continue to play mini games, and you can unlock more pets and different worlds as well. Oh, also I was like messing with the settings on the TV here because I was looking in the viewfinder of this camera and realized that it looked a little bit washed out, but I just ended up back on the same setting because I didn't want it to be that dark. I think that's the manual setting. I didn't want it to be that dark because that's not really any better. That's my first pet I ever had, Cinnamon. Also, fun fact, I had a ton of like actual Littlest Pet Shops growing up. I so wish I still had them. there's so much like lost media and toys and stuff that I had as a kid that I would so like to have as an adult. But I have a ton of pets. I'm picking the frog because I don't know, I really like the way his character moves. This is like the main world, but I have pets in 2 other worlds, and what I'm doing here is ringing the bell. You like shake the Wii remote and it makes like all of the pets in the world come to you, although usually some of them don't come to me. And then that is like the cute little shop where you can buy your clothes, and it's just overall like a really relaxing, easygoing game. The mini games are good, they're challenging, but they're also not like so difficult that it defeats the purpose of being a chilled game. And it's just a very positive game. There's nothing about it that irritates me, except for the fact that some of my pets are really needy. Cinnamon, which we're going to see more of shortly. Cinnamon's really needy. He's always wanting scratches and food. I will literally scratch him forever. Oh, and he's also always asking me to play this game. I don't know why. He loves this game. And this game's actually quite hard for me because it's a lot of like repeated motions with your, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that motion. It's a lot of repeated like shaking motions with your hand. And sometimes that can just like make my joints hurt a lot. But I love the music. It gets old after a while because a lot of these games have this soundtrack. But yeah, that's the Littlest Pet Shop game.